propagandist are top of critical beliefs of this minister and the I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the coward and the hypocrites, which I
no matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence. The propagandists are top of critical beliefs of this minister and the I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And the coward and the hypocrites, which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence. The propagandists are top of critical beliefs of this minister and the I've always said there are two sets of people.
Good morning and welcome to Open Conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Open Conversation is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impacts to the Today on Open Conversation, we look at first, Rivers State. Assembly frowns at Fubara's appointments. Still on Rivers State, APC National Working Committee extends Okocha-led CTC tenure. And then on to Edo Guba, APC pulls out of election peace accord. And on Benue State, Alia rejects Tinubu's peace efforts. National Assembly caucus kicks. And then on to Labour Party. Your tenure has expired, BOT says to Abure. And on end bad governance in Nigeria, DSS orders arrest of Omoyele Sowore. We are open for advert placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We're going on a short break. When we come back into the show, do not go away.
My people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence. The propagandists are top of critical beliefs of this minister and I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the coward and the hypocrites, which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, discussions on trending stories, politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act, I thought that difficult to leave of this minister and the government. Give us access to our money within the time.
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the coward and the hypocrites.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Nze, a political analyst. Good morning, Nze.
Good morning very much.
And welcome
good morning,
to
Nigerians.
Open Conversation.
This is a fantastic Friday. We are smiling. We're happy. We don't mind the government. Whatever they are doing, but we're happy. We're okay on our own. Thank you.
All right. And also joining me on Open Conversation is Zinami Ewariso. Zinami is a legal consultant, a draftsman, and researcher. Good morning, Zinami,
Thank
and
you
welcome.
for having me.
And on to the story. Displaced by what they described as illegal appointments, the Rivers State House of Assembly on Thursday, at its 41st legislative sitting of the second session, frowned at the purported appointment of some individuals as chairman and members of the Rivers State Investment Promotion Agency. The House declared Rivers State Investment Promotion Agency as unknown legal entity. The House expressed its displeasure when the chairman of the Committee on Commerce and Industry, Honorable Gerard Ofoji, presented a report on the purported inauguration of the Board of Rivers Investment Promotion Agency by Governor Fubara. In a report, the committee stated that such an agency, if properly established, will create a conducive climate to attract and grow businesses in the state, but regretted that the absence of any law known to Rivers State House of Assembly establishing such agency. The committee maintained that if such laws exist, the individual so nominated would have been subjected to the confirmation of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Relying on the findings of the committee, honorable members commented on the report, pointing out that the governor, in the exercise of his powers, has relegated decency in governance to the background. Speaking on the purported appointment and inauguration of the board of the agency by the governor, the Speaker, Right Honorable Martin Chike Amehule, maintained that the action of the governor in appointing some individuals to an agency not known to any legislation in the state is condemnable. The Speaker wondered why Governor Fubara would continue to deliberately act in defiance of extant laws and the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic as altered, knowing that such acts constitute misconduct, emphasizing that such infractions will be properly addressed. Right Honorable Amehule also recalled a similar action taken by Governor Fubara when he professed to have appointed some persons into the board of Bureau for Public Procurement and other appointments without regard to the provisions of extant laws guiding such appointments. When the Speaker put up the question, the House voted in affirmative and condemned in strong terms the actions of the governor, which it declared illegal and questionable. This statement was actually signed by Martin Swachuku, Special Assistant on Media to the Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, on Thursday, 12th of September 2024. Nze, what is your take on this story?
It is unfortunate that we're getting it like this. The truth is that you don't put something on nothing.
Okay.
And the Amehule-led assembly know that to an extent the executive of Rivers State government does not recognize them and have chosen to recognize the assembly led by Victor Okov-Jumbo, Honorable Victor Okov-Jumbo. And if the Amehule group comes up to say that the governor committed offense by not presenting his appointees to the House of Assembly, they might be speaking for themselves.
Okay.
While Okojumbo will applaud the governor for sending his appointees to them for confirmation. So you see that it is a two-way thing now. Now, I don't believe in you, I believe in you. So what Amehule is saying to me, he's simply making a shout to the public. All they need to do is, as people who started together, they should bury their hatchets, see how they come together and resolve their issues. But the truth is that they seem to be operating from the two extremes. This one is operating from their end, this one is operating from there. So coming together is becoming difficult. They are running on a parallel line. So to a large extent, the people who are suffering it is the Rivers people. And if you present this very matter to the majority of the citizens of Rivers State, you discover that 90 or 95% of the people will stand with the governor.
How did you arrive at that variable?
Yeah,
what variables or indices did you apply to arrive at 90%?
My indices is this. The indices I apply is because when you look at the people, what is their body language, what is the response? When you go to the public and you talk with people, when you enter the bus or the taxi, you talk to the people, you see their reactions. Now, coming to this point, you see the majority of the Rivers people are standing with the governor in this fight. Yes.
Your indices are not acceptable.
It might not be 100%. I said it is mine. I am
if
not
it is-
forcing
if
you.
it-
I'm
no,
not. I'm
hold
not
on.
forcing you to take
No,
it, but
Nze,
that's
hold on.
what I'm giving. Own point.
Nze, yes,
Yeah.
I understand you giving your own point. However, it's also very important that a lot of conversation we are having conversation based on facts, because I mean people are digesting this information and a lot of people will just run with it. So it's actually fair when you say in your view, but you're saying that you have arrived, and I asked you the indices. I was expecting that there will be laid down principles or indices that you have used, but you're saying when you ask people, the question is, if there are 1 million people in River State, how many have you spoken to? Have you spoken to 900,000 people to say that 90% of Rivers people? That's an extreme percentage to use, don't you think so?
Remember, I'm coming from my perspective, not from yours. And I'm speaking based on what I am convinced about. But look at it. Nobody is forced to take my my stand on this. But I am saying the truth to the people. If the governor has won to a large extent the heart of the people, and the assembly members that are loyal to Nyesom Wike, which is the one that is led by Martin Samuel, you see that at such point, at a certain point in this same state, you see that the people came out to say, no, we want to impeach the governor, we don't want to impeach the governor, and after all the brouhaha, they defected from the PDP and announced it to everybody, to the sight of everybody, to the hearing of everybody.
Now the question I want to ask
before you come with your question,
yes,
you see that after their defection, they aligned with the APC, they flagged their flag and all, they flagged their flag, and at the end of the day, came back to say we didn't defect.
All right. Okay. So now, very quickly, before Zinami will have the floor, I wanted to ask: when you started speaking, you said that the Martin Samuel House of Assembly, River State House of Assembly, has failed to understand that the governor has de-recognized them, and the governor recognized the Okojombo faction and has decided to work with the Okojombo faction, correct? So the question I want to ask is it at the purview, at the discretion of the governor to choose who to work with, or should the governor work with what the law says and what the law has recognized?
Good. You see, in River State today, in this crisis saga, you see people choosing the law to obey. I mean, people at the executive arm of government. Is there
any law recognizing, is there any law empowering Okojombo currently?
Well, if you talk in the current, I wouldn't know. But you remember that the Edison here led assembly was empowered by law.
What law?
Yeah. The law, the judgment of is it what's the name of this judge? I've forgotten the name of the judge. That after Amwehule defected, the governor can't stay without assembly. So these 3 men that remain had to be given, and that was the reason why the governor presented budget to them, and they passed the budget, and the governor signed it to law, and that is the budget that is running for close to 1 year now.
Was there a judgment making a nonsense of that presentation of appropriation bill?
If a judgment,
are you aware of
if a judgment, in fact, I'm not aware of any judgment, even though I overheard. But the reason I had
that conversation here, so you
I said even though I heard about it, but you know why I say I'm not aware? In as much as I cannot be able to put maybe ABC, Judge, so George, so by their names and all that. That's why I have to, take myself off that wahala.
Interestingly, you said you cannot say that you are aware because you don't know the name of the judge that gave the judgment.
Yes.
However,
and the one that you may claim marketed the judgment,
yes,
I may not
you don't know the names, so you do not.
I may not remember their names.
You, according to you, you cannot claim to know that judgment since you do not know the name of the judge.
Yeah.
However, interestingly, the same you, just few seconds ago, you are able to recall a judgment that empowered Edison, even though you still do not remember the name of the judge.
Yes.
So now,
because if there was no,
in these two instances,
if
you
there
don't
was
remember
no
the
judgment,
name of these judges,
but
but
I remember vividly.
You choose not to recognize the judgment of one, and chose to recognize the judgment of the other.
It is
like the governor.
I told you that the governor in this
it's understandable. Zidane, what do you have to say to this story?
First of all, good morning to Nigeria once more. You see, the issues that are going on in River State are issues that we are beginning to sound like broken records. Because we keep on saying the same thing over and over again, and it's not helping anybody. You know, for me, the little I know from my little bit of findings with respect to agencies and whatnot, I will speak to the issues that have been raised. The little I know about agencies and whatnot that have been established by the state, I know for sure that there are cases, Lagos State, Esso Petroleum and stuff, there are cases like that the courts have declared that the president, I'm using this instance, the president has the right to create agency with an executive order. I am not aware where any court have said that the governor have a right to create an agency with an executive order. But I know of the precedent. You know, in Nimasa was built, was formed with an executive order before it was actually legitimized through a legislative process. You know, I know of the precedents, but I cannot speak of the governor with respect to cases that have been decided in court. Also, on this same matter, I find it disturbing that we should have agencies created through an executive order, because executive order is like a fiat from the governor, and the government should not be ruled through someone's breast pocket. You wake up tomorrow morning and say, I'm making an executive order to create another agency. Where is the room for the legislative, or where is the room for the legal framework of that agency? What are the roles, functions, duties, responsibilities of these people that you have gathered together as an agency that you have created? Where is the room for checks and balance? Where is the room for transparency? Where is the room for accountability? And only where we can have these points that I've raised in place is when we have a legislative action with respect as a bill turning into a law, before you can call an agency a proper agency. Because there one can easily go into and look at the duties and responsibilities of the agency and know who to meet and who not to meet. Okay, if for example now I want to meet the new agency that have been created by the governor, what do I look at to say, okay, as a lawyer, let me look, you have consulted me that you need to meet the agency. I don't have any documents to know that this is the person that I'm right to meet, this is the procedures you need to take to register an investment agency.
The governor did make appointments.
It's an executive, that's what I'm telling you, it's an executive order. So in that executive order, I'm telling you that currently there are no legal frameworks.
Then what is Okojombo doing?
Okojombo did not make a law. The governor brought that agency through an executive order.
All right.
And I'm saying that executive order is government by the breast pocket of anybody that is leading as a governor. And so that is not the right thing to do. Even though the court have said the president can do it, I don't think I am comfortable with it, because the legal and legislative frameworks for these institutions are lacking. The rules for accountability and transparency are not there. So we need to look at it very well and consider it. And then moving forward, the way I really find it disturbing is the appointment of what's it called? This procurement board.
Okay, investment.
No,
investment.
not the investment. The procurement board.
The procurement
that
board.
the speakers condemned that they were not. That board gives the law by that board gives the assembly the powers to screen these members. If you look at the statement, speaker of the statement, that law gives the assembly the powers to screen these members before they are appointed. And I am hearing that it was not Okojombo that appointed, that screened them and confirmed them. You know, Choma, like I said earlier, River State is now in the theater of absurdity. Because what is happening in Rivers State is executive rascality and recklessness of the highest order. You know, Okojombo, where is he coming from as a speaker? It has been established here and even in various forums that the law has said that Martin Samewule is the speaker. Okojombo came under the guise of Edison Ehie. Edison Ehie declared himself the speaker has been made nonsense by the Federal High Court judgment of Obotochi. I've said this before. Some people saying all these things will sound like broken records. You know? So what is happening? What is happening is I repeat, is a state of the absurdity in Rivers State, where we have recklessness and executive rascality taking over the place. You know, I think that the less we talk about Rivers State issues now, the better, because this is not painting Rivers State well. But I'm happy that these matters are before the court, and these are constitutional matters. I'm happy that some judgments have been gotten, some judgments are awaited. So, for me, personally, I think that the less we talk about Rivers State matter, the better, until we wait for the court to... These matters will be exhausted by the court. And since they are constitutional matters, they will not take place.
While that is happening, issues are coming up day by day. Now, Martin Samewule in their plenary have come out to condemn the actions of the governor, and they said, according to them, that the Rivers State Investment Promotion Agency is an unknown legal entity. I mean, when you look at it critically, you said that the appointment of the individuals manning these agencies were screened by Okojombo. And when you were still building your case, you talked about the fact that Justice Omotosho's judgment recognizing Edison Ehie made a nonsense of the judgment that empowered Edison Ehie to be speaker, correct?
Exactly.
Now, you are a legal luminary. If I may ask, for the sake of clarity, if there are two judgments from a court of coordinate jurisdiction, which one takes?
No. There was no judgment. Thank you.
Yes.
There was never any judgment.
The fact of the ruling.
There was never any judgment recognizing Edison Ehie as speaker. There was never.
All right.
And nobody can bring that judgment. Nobody. No, there was no judgment. Edison Ehie assumed speakership by virtue of a court
a ruling,
injunction.
Okay.
You know, that is what an interim injunction.
Okay.
And those interim injunctions they have lifespan.
They've expired.
They have lifespan. And that judgment, that issue matter has been withdrawn. That was because Justice C.N. Witte also, if I'm not mistaken. That C.N. Witte also, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember the name of the judge here, the Rivers State High Court judge. That matter has been withdrawn. And that judge was even summoned to the NJC. You know, so, but let me not go into that. But that is not matter to discuss here. And the thing is that there was no judgment recognizing Edison Ehie as speaker. There was never known.
It was an interim injunction.
It was an interim injunction that Edison Ehie had. And that injunction was withdrawn. The matter was withdrawn. And Edison was fined to pay. And he did pay the fine. Now, but what I'm saying is that there is a substituting judgment.
By Justice Omotosho.
Yes, that was done in January this year. On the 20th or 20th of January this year. And also, the point is that even in the Court of Appeal, during these issues of Okojombo and whatnot,
and jurisdiction justice.
Yes,
Valley.
if you listen to that, look at that. If you follow up the matters in the court, Okojombo brought up the issue that he came out to be the speaker by virtue of Edison Ehie's resignation, and the court told him no, he cannot come to be a speaker by virtue of Edison Ehie's resignation. Martin Samewule has been acting as speaker for how many months now? Since Edison Ehie resigned.
If I may quote what the judgment said, he said in the speakership with regards to the speakership of Martin Samewule, it is not in contention.
Exactly. No,
what exactly does that mean?
It's not in contention. That is absurd. Nobody can. For now, nobody is contending with.
Nobody is contending, or it's not even a prayer before the court.
Nobody is contending with Martin Samewule at the moment. There's not even a prayer in the court. For now, he is the speaker. Because it is not. Okojombo was claiming that it's a matter of urgency. Because there's no matter of urgency. If Edison Ehie resigned in April, and you are coming in August or whatnot to say 3-4 months, there is the urgency here. No, I'm not telling you the judgment per se. I'm telling you the proceedings of the court. I follow the whole process. You know, so this is what is happening. So I am saying that for now, there is a lot of grandstanding.
And in your opinion, Martin Samehule is the actual legal, Martin Samehule led House of Assembly is the legal...
it is not my opinion.
According to what the law is.
That is the foundation of the law as we speak at this moment.
Depending when there is a judgment.
Yes, otherwise. That's the foundation of the law. And it is not within the powers. I want to clear some things here. It is not to recognize another arm of government.
Okay.
These things are within our legal frameworks. It is not within the powers of the governor or the powers of the people. The people have elected whoever they have elected. They are just to represent them. The people, whoever they are supporting, whatever they are supporting, they have the right. If you don't like the person you have elected, you can go and recall him. That is what the law have given, opportunity the law have given to you. And if you say they have defected, then you go to court and take a decision. If Edison here was the one that declared a seat vacant, the judgment of Omotosho has said this is wrong. No, Shema, the less we talk about this is the more. For me, I keep advising for matters of Rivers State, let's just wait until all matters before the court are exhausted. That is my submission.
All right. And then, interestingly, you were looking at him with rapt attention. You are listening with rapt attention.
You know why I was listening to that? I was looking at it. You know, if the court, if it was an interim injunction that validated this in his speakership, and as a speaker, under law, declared the seat of Amwehule vacant, has that seat been recalled? That's the question I am asking. Because my friend is a lawyer, and from the angle, from the sound of his speech, he will be having sympathy with that of Amwehule, of which I am not for Amwehule, I am not for here, I am for the peace and tranquility. I look at the point that Amwehule declared the seat of Amwehule and 25 other lawmakers vacant. And for the reason that they defected from the political party that elected them, that gave them the mandate. And even called on INEC to conduct by-election in all those constituencies so as to fill in the gap. INEC has not done that.
INEC came out to say, INEC responded to that.
Okay.
And in response, INEC came out to say that they are not aware of any defected members. And as far as they are concerned, that there are still 32
lawmakers.
Yes, in Rivers State.
Okay.
That was what INEC said in response.
No.
So they declined that.
No, but they might decline. They say because it is possible, just as I told you that the executive arm of government have chooses whichever law to obey, which to me is not right.
And I asked
which is
and
not
I
right.
asked you which law, and I asked you which law or judgment
they chose to obey whatever recognized Ojo, whatever, whether he came as a result of resignation of here whatsoever.
Okay, now let's break it down, make it simple, right? Now, Okojumbo was actually empowered by Justice Wale.
Okay.
And this matter went to court. An appeal court said that in the first instance, and do not forget, Justice Wale also, through an ex parte order, made a nonsense of the Rivers State Local Government Law number 5, extending the tenure of...
That's not what, that's Q.
Justice Q, yes, thank you. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, this matter went to court. One of the things that appeal court said was that in the first instance, the Rivers State High Court does not have jurisdiction to even entertain matters regarding to the Rivers State House of Assembly, even the governor. They spelled out where the jurisdiction of the state's high courts end. And with regards to matters concerning the legislature in the state houses, in the state high courts do not have jurisdiction. So now, based on that, the appeal court made a nonsense of all the rulings and judgments of Justice Wale. And if that is the case, the question would be, how then is Okojumbo operating, with what legal backing? That's on one hand. To further validate what I am saying. Now, the appeal court, in the first instance, in the appeal at the Supreme Court now, Okojumbo and the other 3 are not part of the appellants. So what it means is that the law, the ruling of the appeal court, they recognize them. If they were actually, if they were legal and they had the locus, they would have gone to court to appeal the ruling of their, they would have gone to Supreme Court to appeal the judgment of the appeal court. The question is, why is the governor now the one appealing at the Supreme Court and not Okojumbo?
Now, the truth is that I'm not a lawyer and don't wish to be one. But
I'm not a lawyer as well.
You're a journalist, and I'm an advocate of the masses. Now,
shouldn't that make you? Shouldn't that even make you know more?
No, I think I know to an extent that is required for my job. Yeah.
All right,
so,
go on.
Now, you see, the challenge we're having with Nigerian judicial system is just so amazing. Honestly.
How is this the fault of the judiciary now?
Now, you see, this judge, do you want to tell me that in the Rivers State, even the Attorney General of the state does not know that the state high court does not have jurisdiction over the assembly matters? Now, you want to tell me that the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice of the state does not know, the Attorney General of the state does not know, and all these things are happening? You just see that we have seen it right from last year, and I made it clear in this station that the judicial system in Nigeria has failed.
Do you recall? Do you recall the stand of Justice Bassam?
On what?
When this matter was brought to him, he recused himself.
The one he recused himself. Yes.
And he said he does not have jurisdiction to entertain the matter, and that's a Rivers State High Court.
Yes.
You understand? That's a state judge.
But by the time that case was in another judge's court,
another state high court.
Yes. Was Bassam not aware? Did Bassam not advise the other one? Did he fail to advise?
I can't answer that because I don't know.
You were not there. That's what I'm saying.
Let me correct an impression, because we are talking about my jurisdiction here.
Yes.
And it will be wrong for me to sit here and then allow some things go that are not correct in the right direction. You see, if first of all, let me correct an impression. If you're saying that I'm speaking like I'm in support of the Matisame Wole faction, even if I'm in support of Matisame Wole faction,
it's your choice.
It's my choice. Yeah. But I am speaking to the law. If there's any law that says otherwise against Matisame Wole, I'm not bringing it up. It is better.
It's good that actually poking people and accusing.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You shouldn't take that personal.
I am not the judge that gave the judgment.
Yes.
I'm not. The three judgments that I've given, I'm not part of. I'm not a judge. So I'm telling you what judges have said. I'm not telling you my opinion. I'm telling you what the judges have said. It's not my opinion.
And nobody disputing
and it's not my opinion that the governor must be the one to recognize it. It is the law that says that there is executive, there is a judiciary, there is a legislation, and the functions of the governor, as far as the legislature is concerned, is to proclaim them on their day of inauguration and to present bills and executive bills and appropriation bills. That's the function as far as the legislature is concerned. So it is not in his power to recognize whoever is the governor, whoever is the speaker or not. Now, moving forward, issues of this judge is doing that, the judiciary is doing, the judiciary is not doing that. The fact is that there is an appeal court judgment that has corrected all the errors, all the assumed errors. There is an appeal court judgment. There is a judgment of Bassam. Even though he recused himself, he gave a judgment, and that is the right procedure of law. If I bring a case before you and I think you don't have the jurisdiction, what you need to do is to say you are not handling this case. But if you are to handle this case, this is your judgment.
Okay, but that cannot apply.
But that cannot stand anywhere.
If I was to handle this matter, this would be my judgment, and this is my judgment. But I don't have any power. That's what Bassam has done. And also, there is no confusion anywhere. The matter has gotten to appeal court. The appeal court have decided. So if you are not satisfied, go to the Supreme Court. So like I keep on saying, the less we talk about the Rivers State issue now. Let's wait until the Supreme Court have decided all matters. Then we can come here and say, okay, this is what you are saying this, you are not saying this. And we reconcile ourselves. But what is going on in Rivers State today is the theater of their subject.
All right. Still talking on Rivers State, sadly, we are still on Rivers State. Still on Rivers State. National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress has extended the tenure of the caretaker committee of the party in Rivers State, led by Tony Okocha. The extension is coming few weeks after a Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt sacked the 7-man caretaker committee led by Okocha. Justice Sika Aprioku gave the verdict while ruling on a suit filed by Sam Etetewong and Bernard Ezemoye and others on behalf of the elected APC executives at the state and local government levels. The chairman, Forum of APC State Chairman, Cornelius Ojelabi, made this known on Thursday while addressing a press conference in Abuja. Ojelabi commended the Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje-led National Working Committee for extending the caretaker committee's tenure. He said, "To the blind and deaf, the activities of Tony Okocha's executives in the past 7 months have not only made Rivers State's APC chapter one of the most active, resilient, and vibrant chapters, but the dynamic leadership of Chief Tony Okocha has given a new lease of life to the doldrums, docility, and chicanery that once perverted the political landscape of APC in Rivers State prior to the 2023 general elections. As a forum, we have therefore resolved to join our voices to commend the decision of the National Working Committee in this regard, even as we pledge to continue our dialogue with them to grow our democratic ethos, to build cohesion, and to bring lasting peace in every chapter of our party where there are unresolved issues." The forum commended the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, describing him as one of the best performing ministers of the President Bola Tinubu-led Federal Executive Council. The forum will continue to appreciate everyone that is contributing towards the growth of the party and the success of the administration of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. While I was reading, Zinami, you were laughing, you were smiling, you were coughing, mixed reaction. What is your take on this story, and why were you reacting that way?
Unfortunately, we are about to reverse it again.
Yes.
You know, and the
drama never ends,
the reverse drama is a continuous one. But the most interesting part about all this is that I'm happy that nobody is taking the part of hostility. We are approaching the constitutionally laid down procedures, which is the court. You know, this statement, why I was smiling was the statement is a funny statement because it is not within the powers of the APC chairman of chairmen to make a statement that Tony Okocha's tenure has been extended or not. It's not in his powers.
The National Working Committee.
It is the powers of the National Working Committee to do so, or the publicity secretary of the National Working Committee to do so, not the state chairman of chairmen. So the statement for me,
it was just pre-singing.
To me, I don't take it serious. If anything of this kind has happened, let it come from the National Working Committee, and let it come from either the chairman of the National Working Committee or the publicity secretary. Those are the people that are designated with the responsibilities and duties to so do, and not from a state chairman from another state speaking that someone
was applauding the action.
And I'm saying that it is not in his powers to make that statement, whether or not someone's have been extended. Or, like you rightly said, he is praising, and if he's praising, that's fine. But for me to hold, for me or anyone thinking in my line with my reasoning, to hold this statement seriously,
it
then
has to come
from the national chairman or from the publicity secretary of the APC or any member of the National Working Committee.
Of the National Working
Yes, that have been so designated to go and do it. We know that okay, you are doing your responsibility, not from someone who has a state to take care of.
Now the question is, you're questioning the motive behind him coming out to make that statement.
Whatever the motive is, I don't know. So what I know is that it's not in his powers to make that statement.
Very interesting observation. So what do you have to say to
you know, at the first instance, you recall that when that judgment came, the National Working Committee led by Abdullahi Ganduje came to say that they still recognize Tony Okocha's action. Now you see, the question is this: whether the chairman of the chairman, is pre-singing or coming from an angle that he's supposed not to. The question is, what is the stand of the National Working Committee in respect to the ruling of Justice Sika concerning the status of Emeka Beke-led executive and the Tony Okocha Caretaker Committee? That's where I'm looking at it.
All right.
Because when we see an issue, we try to pick something out of it. Because we are talking to our people. We are helping people to form opinion. Now, if the Ganduje-led National Working Committee refuses to recognize a judgment from a competent court of jurisdiction and decides to flagrantly recognize Tony Okocha, I look at it as, you know, sometimes when I said that APC is illegality personified, you attack me. But we are looking at that.
You need to take back the word when you say I attack you. Attack in what sense? I am not violent. I am not aggressive.
Say, I know the way you attack me. It is only me that will explain to the world how Lorenza is dealing with me in this studio. It's only me that will explain to the world what I'm going through in her hands. But let that be a discussion for people who know how to handle themselves. But look, take it from this angle.
All right.
Umaru Ganduje and APC coming to Rivers State to say you recognize a caretaker committee and not the elected executive. The question is, these other people you want to dissolve or you want to drop, you want to derecognize, what is their offense? You've not given us the offenses of the Emeka Beke-led executives, and you come to say you dissolve them, you bring
when they dissolved them, surely they said something. They didn't just announce that they were dissolved.
See,
we
need to have their reasons.
What was said? So you're saying you heard that they were dissolved, but you didn't hear
what
the reasons the National Working Committee
that's my stand.
gave.
That's my stand now.
Okay, now what they said was that they were dissolved for anti-party activity.
And what is that anti-party activity that they are not dancing with now? Look at it. You know, look, God
they
will help
were
us.
dissolved. They were dissolved for anti-party activities, particularly the activities during the 2023 presidential election.
Okay.
Is that clearer now?
That they didn't support Bola Tinubu now, the APC. Now look at, in that same 2023 general election, we saw the governor of the state leaving his own political party candidate and fighting for APC political flag bearer, presidential flag bearer. And the APC, who is standing on this order, on this right to suspend those people they claim that we are playing anti-party, is still enjoying the benefit and the dividend of Wike's anti-party. And today, let me come.
That's entirely different.
No, it is not different because look, what is good for this is good for that.
Now, you can address, hold on, so that we don't mix these things.
We are not mixing it.
Hold on.
Because if you say that you don't like this, let it be that you don't like it completely.
Hold on. So we don't mix it up, right? We are discussing APC and not PDP. Do you understand?
But did you hear? Did you hear them praising a PDP man in APC?
Hold on. Now we are discussing the anti-party activities of, not necessarily. We are discussing. You brought up the issue of what led to.
As alleged.
Hold on.
The anti-party activity as alleged.
Hold on. You are looking at the anti-party activities allegedly that led to the dissolving of Emeka Beke-led executive. That's a purely APC internal affair. Now, you have jumped from APC to PDP, bring in the FCT minister. That's an entirely PDP internal affair. So when we are discussing the actions of Damagun-led PDP national with respect to the disciplinary committee, with respect to the FCT minister's activities during the 2023 presidential act, you'll be justified to discuss that. But it wouldn't be nice when we are discussing PD. Focus on APC so we don't mix up this in.
I will focus on. I will focus on APC and APC alone. But this is the matter: that a man sleeping another man's wife is sacking his wife for sleeping with another man. That is just what is happening here. A man sleeping with another man's wife is sacking his own wife with another man. Do you see to that? And that is what we see in Ganduje's dissolution of Emeka Beke's this thing. But however, while we are dealing with this issue, you see that Ganduje, if actually the rule of law must be maintained, the National Working Committee of APC should be able to respect the judgment of Justice Sika.
Okay.
Yes, they should be able to respect that judgment, and not even the chairman of the chairman who is singing the Tony Okocha and the Ganduje for extension of tenure and all that, which I said that it is not in his position
to do that,
to say so. But if he had said that just to maybe to get some cheap popularity and all that, that is to his credit. We give it to him. We have had his name.
He's a politician.
Yes, that is okay. But look at, if you follow his statement down the line, you see where he's also commending the PDP man that is serving in APC government.
What did he commend exactly?
Now he is commending him for his outstanding performances, which is okay. Which you know
I'm trying to understand your point exactly.
No, my point there is that he is speaking from two mouths. He's speaking for PDP and speaking for APC. He's praising PDP man as well as the same time as praising APC man.
Can you remove, is it possible for analysts, particularly when you have sympathy for a particular...
do I really have sympathy for a particular group?
Yes, you do, yes.
You're accusing me.
I'm not.
You're alleging.
It's visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. But however, is it possible to... you know, make a clear demarcation between politics and governance.
Okay.
Do you understand? What he said when he was talking about the FCT minister, he was speaking with, he said, the forum commended the minister of the FCT, yes, on Wiki, describing him as one of the best performing ministers of the President Bola Tinubu-led Federal Executive Council. So they were commending his
performances.
Yes.
Good.
It's different from commending him as a politician.
And what did they commend Tony Okocha for?
Hold on, they are not the same. All right, when they were talking about Tony Okocha, they said, to the blind and the deaf, the activities of Chief Tony Okocha's executive in the past 7 months have not only made Rivers State APC chapter one of the most active, resilient, and vibrant chapters, but the dynamic leadership of Chief Tony Okocha has given a new lease of life to the doldrums and docility that once pervaded the political landscape of APC in Rivers State prior to the 2023
or politicking.
This is
the activity, the performances of Tony Okocha.
Commending Tony Okocha is purely political.
Okay.
The FCT minister was purely governance.
Okay.
Which they tied to the APC-led government.
Okay. So we commend him. We commend him for that. No, we commend him for at least making his statement.
You're trying to mudsling.
No.
In your mudslinging, it's making you look, you know, kind of a certain way. However, so my job here is to always tell you, okay, these are the facts. Follow the facts.
No, you have so many facts, but you know that we are really dealing with issues here.
Now the question is, the points they made about Tony Okocha, is it false? About making APC vibrant in Rivers State.
To me, how vibrant has APC become that is not detrimental to the masses? Look at my concern here.
All right.
How vibrant has APC become under Tony Okocha that is not detrimental to the masses? You see that when Tony Okocha came, many people believe that Tony Okocha was, if I may say, a stooge, so to speak. But let's leave that aside. You see that he has actually fought vehemently against the governor and his governance.
When you say fighting?
No, he has really opposed the governor and all his policies.
Now, when you say opposing the governor and all his policies, what is APC in Rivers State? First of all, what is PDP in Rivers State? Ruling party, correct? What is APC?
A political party.
Opposition.
A political party. A political party. Because
hold on.
It's not about what it is called. They are not the only political party that is not in government.
Probably because the other political parties have chosen not to speak doesn't mean they are not opposition parties.
See, what is the work of an opposition? If truly our interest is to build the society, what is your work supposed to be? Is your work supposed to be an antagonist? Are you supposed to be antagonizing everything I do? If, like I used to do here, I told you that anybody that carries greatness, I salute that person. I don't care who it is.
Tony Okocha antagonized everything.
Every, including the donation of vehicles. Including the donation of vehicles he just gave to police. Tony Okocha came to say that they are dilapidated vehicles.
Of course, but those vehicles are not good.
I don't care. I'm not the driver. I'm sure you have not driven it.
Every day we are seeing it. We are seeing it
parked by the roadside or by mechanic.
Oh yes. So we are seeing it.
I have not seen any. I have not seen any.
The vehicles are dilapidated actually.
I've not seen any. It is the driver of the vehicle and the recipient.
Social media posted differently on one car park or the other, or one motor park or the other.
Every vehicle that applies our bad roads must go to mechanic.
How can a newly
these vehicles are not 1 week.
I don't know. Do you know where police can enter? I don't know. But the point is that what I'm saying is that he has antagonized everything, virtually everything the governor is doing. But my concern is this:
the governor
has done well. He should applaud him.
The governor have awarded 1 or 2 roads. I can speak of the Okania Ubogoro road. It's now under construction and they are actually fast on that road. I have not heard Tony Okocha come out to antagonize those projects. Fair enough.
But have you had Tony Okocha antagonize the governor?
Like I said, what is the job of the opposition? Now, if I may ask,
the governor is not doing well.
If I may ask, can you give me one instance where Emeka Beke has played the opposition in Rivers State?
Emeka Beke is not the only.
Just one instance.
He's not the only political party chairman we have in Rivers.
We are speaking of APC, not other political parties. No,
Emeka Beke has his reservations, and you could recall that prior to this time, he was silenced when they brought.
Now he has a voice.
We've not had him come up to speak.
You've not had him come up to speak.
We've not had him come up to speak, maybe in favor or against the governor. But the only thing
I know, you say that Tony Okocha, on the day the court gave a judgment in his favor, you know, I'm so surprised that for a man that is well versed with River State politics, you tend to you practice. Hold on, you practice selective amnesia and perception of issues. You will recall.
Do I not have right to my opinion?
Interestingly, we had that conversation.
Don't I have right to my opinion?
When Emeka Beke came out to address the press after he had judgment. We had that conversation. You were against on my show where Emeka Beke came out to say that he's aligning with the governor. He said it openly. He said it openly that APC Rivers State supports Governor Sim Fubara. And he also made another statement, political statement, with reference to the 27 lawmakers that they are welcome and all of that. So now, when you look at these statements, opposition party, clearly,
is he's welcoming
opposition party. No, hold on. We are not discussing the defected lawmakers. Don't deflect. We are discussing the activities of Emeka Beke as opposition leader. So when he made that statement, you know, aligning with the governor as opposition, what does that mean?
Yes, to an extent, like I normally say, that I don't agree with you on some issues does not mean I will not agree with you on some issues. Remember, we are not here to kill ourselves. Yes, politics should be seen as a sport, and it should be received from sportsman mindset. Now, if Emeka Beke has seen some certain things that the governor is doing that is fine, and he says, I'm agreeing with the governor on this. Emeka Beke is a Rivers man, and the governor is a Rivers man, governing Rivers State. So all they want is for the well-being of Rivers people. Then, not for somebody who is a Rivers man, and governor is a Rivers man, and he lives in Rivers State, but he's against every good thing that the governor is doing in Rivers. No, I don't agree to that. Right. But if Emeka Beke will come to stand with governor on what governor does that is not good, somebody like me will say that Emeka Beke is doing wrong. Just as I stand against the governor in some of the implementations he's carrying out.
I don't recall you standing against the governor.
Okay, let me give you one now. I'm standing against the governor that he has not really justified the monies, the revenues he has gathered in Rivers State. I've not seen it play in the lives of the people. He has not subsidized the food prices in Rivers State. Rivers people are not rejoicing over it. He's just, and even the employment we're expecting, he has not. So am I not standing against the governor?
You know, if I recall in our last conversation, he said you were actually totally in line with the CTC,
The CTC chairman who are doing well, who are starting.
Until we started having in-depth conversation on that, you now probably had a change of mind. But before we still go there, Zinami has been looking at you in a very strange manner. All the while you were speaking. Zinami, what was that look about?
No, nothing actually. Nothing actually.
You were smiling, particularly the way he was meandering from one place to the other, trying to. Well, it is what it is. But then moving forward, let's go on to Edo State. Few hours to the signing of the peace accord between contending political parties ahead of the September 21 governorship election, the All Progressive Congress said it was not disposed to signing the peace accord. This position is barely 12 hours after Governor Godwin Obaseki, while receiving the chairman of the Presidential Peace Committee, former head of state General Abdulsalami Abubakar said his People's Democratic Party may not sign the peace accord because the party have lost faith in the police and the Independent National Electoral Commission. Addressing a press conference at the party secretariat, Emperor Jarrett Tenebe said the reasons for their declining to sign, among others, was that for over 2 months after a police inspector, Onu Ako, who was the orderly to the candidate of the party, Senator Monde Obebilo, was shot and killed along Airport Road, nobody has been arrested and prosecuted, despite claims by the former Commissioner of Police, Funsho, who told Nigerians that the command had the names of those who murdered Inspector Onu Ako at the Benin Airport. He said instead of them being arrested, Governor Godwin Obaseki is allegedly keeping them in the government house. He claimed that the governor has made inflammatory statements that have undermined his position as the chief security officer of the state. He chronicled the various attacks of the APC campaign team have suffered in different communities in Akoko Edo, Etsako Central, and West local government area, while mobilizing support for the election. He mentioned several other chieftains of the PDP who he alleged have publicly boasted that they would do anything and go away with it, and that the party's petition to the police about these incidents with the names of suspects attached have not been treated. He said, the summary of these episodes is the unwillingness of Obaseki to embrace peace and the refusal of the security agencies to guarantee a peaceful environment for the conduct of September 21st, 2024 scheduled election. As part of his demand to sign the peace accord, Tenebe said the police should be seen to be taking steps to declare those fingered in the killing of the police allegedly being hidden in government wanted. Zinami, what do you have to say to this story in Edo State? Do not forget that prior to the APC pulling out of the election peace accord, PDP also pulled out.
Exactly what I wanted to say.
You're right.
You know, because when the committee they visited the governor, which is Obaseki,
yes,
he hinted that they might not likely sign the peace accord. The same thing the APC is doing. You know, what is playing out in Edo State, like I always say when I'm discussing issues like this, is politics. At the center stage of everything at the moment, I think the election is next week or this week.
It should be next week.
20th
yes.
or so.
21st.
21st, yeah. So this is the peak of the politics that is going on.
All right.
And what the APC is doing is installation. Okay, if APDP is not signing, we too will not sign. Let us also cry too, since they are crying. Two can play the game. You know, so not signing the peace accord, to me, signals danger for Edo State. PDP refusing to sign, APC refusing to sign. These are the leading parties in the state. Although a Labour Party is making greater inroads,
yeah,
and we might have a shocker. But I don't want to rule away that. You know, so, but if two frontline parties, you know, are abdicating from taking up this responsibility of signing and signaling for peace during, before and after the election, then it signals danger to the society, especially to the people of Edo State. Because we have heard stories of intimidations, attacks, and whatnot. And that is not the politics we should play in Nigeria at the moment. Our politics should have advanced past that stage. You know, but whatever it is that we are experiencing currently, with the parties, you know, saying they are not going to be a part of this pact, cause for concern. And again, the police who has been accused, because the PDP has accused APC through the governor. The APC now is accusing the PDP has accused the police. The APC now is accusing the police through the governor, that the governor is hiding it, and so therefore this issue happens. So I think that the police must be at the center stage of neutrality.
At this point.
Yeah. And they must come up to speak and show leadership with respect to security in Edo State. You know, so it is only when the police is assertive, balanced, that you will see that there is no any room for any likelihood of a breakdown of law and order. But that is what we are trying to avoid here. No, because no matter what the police do, I can tell you for sure that no matter what the police do at the moment, the parties will still accuse them. But if the police is doing the right thing, but most times even when you're doing the right thing, they are still accusing you of doing it wrongly. But if the police is doing the right thing, the likelihood of having a breakdown of law and order in Edo State is going to be very, 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 very low.
Okay.
But if the police is doing the wrong thing, then we might be hearing of the unheard. And so that is what we need to avoid at this point.
Right.
That's my solution.
So considering the political ecosystem of Edo State, Edo State has always been volatile, like it's always like sitting on a keg of gunpowder. With these two major political parties refusing to sign the peace accord and the accusations and counter accusations between themselves and now the police and even the INEC, what do you make of September 21?
To start with, I think I sympathize with the leadership of the accord, peace committee.
All right.
I sympathize with them, as well as Nigerian Police Force. I sympathize with them. You see, PDP say they will not sign the peace accord because police have arrested some of their members and kept them in custody in Abuja. And the APC say no, we will not sign the peace accord because some of our people were killed and those that were fingered.
A police officer was killed.
Yes, police officer.
Protecting Senator, their candidate,
yes. So, and those fingered for it were being kept in the government house. Now, these are
That's what they accuse.
That's what they accuse PDP. So I sympathize with those who took their time, who painstakingly brought this peace accord to Edo State to be signed. And the two superpowers, this one APC is holding federal and PDP is holding state. Two superpowers refused to sign. I think it is a call to Edo people, to Edo electorates, to use their tongue and count their teeth. Now, police have been accused. Let police try and play safe. Now, whether they will say you did it wrong or you did it right, try and do the right thing. And let Edo people cast their vote for somebody they know that can protect the peace and the prosperity of Edo State. If Okpebulo's group say will not sign, and Asue Godalo group say they will not sign, there are still other candidates from other political parties.
They should look at Labour Party and other parties.
No, I said, okay, it's like Labour Party is contesting there. Okay, let them look at Olumide Akpata now. He's there, and I believe that other political Apuga and the rest of them might have their candidates. But let them see, let the electorates for once tell the political gladiators that we have the power. They say democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Let the people at this point take their decision. Vote massively, defend your vote, because we've seen that it is not voting massively that really counts now, but it is your ability to defend your vote and make it count.
How do unarmed Nigerians defend votes?
Yes, let them try. Let them try.
Armed.
I am now calling on INEC and Nigerian police and perhaps the law enforcement agencies that might participate in that election, let them stand out. Anybody that is arrested perpetrating crime, bringing violence to the election, as they arrest, interrogate. If that person is from APC, let INEC disqualify APC. If that person is from PDP, let INEC disqualify PDP. And if that person is from Labour Party, let INEC disqualify.
Do you think it's that easy?
It is easy if it is easy in a sane environment.
Are you even aware that one might come out to perpetrate violence or probably electoral malpractice and is caught in the act, and is working for one political party, and is caught in the act, and he decides to mention another political party?
Okay, we remember that. That's why I told you. That's why I told you that it is possible in a sane environment. Look at my friend here. We just discussed off camera sometime about the judicial system. There was this thing you call it where laymen decide cases. Do you know that if the Nigerian police force want to do their job properly, that person who is working for a particular political party and comes to mention another political party, when he's been taken on investigation, they can trace him back to some months, some years back, and see his alliance. They can know where he's coming from. So the issue of coming just to say, "I'm this person," it is only when we want to be mischievous. But if truly we want to do the real thing, they can really trace where this person is coming from. And there's no how you take somebody into custody and you begin to interrogate that person carefully that you not get information. You get information.
You think so?
And yes, I think so, because I know the angle I'm coming from. Yeah. So if this Edo State government can refuse to sign peace accord, which means they are ready for crisis. They are ready, even though they were protesting. And the APC refused to sign it. They are ready for crisis. They are ready for violence. And who will be the who will bear the cups? Who will drink the water, the bitter water of the effect of those crises? Is it not the electorates? Let those electorates begin now to prepare themselves for war. And look at the war.
For war.
Yes, look at the war now. Listen to me. Look at the war. The war of casting your vote for your candidate and standing to make sure that that vote you cast counts. If they can do this, let us see to an extent where their battle can hold them. If it can hold sway to an extent where international community can come and say, this is the person the people voted for, this is the person, let it be that we can have this to stand with. And if those people can get it right, it means there is hope for 2027.
All right. Casting votes and defending votes. Zinami, do you see this possible, even happening successfully? If you recall, during the 2023 presidential elections, a lot of people voted and they stood by to defend their votes. Your guess was as good as mine. What happened? You know, in some cases, some people were attacked. You recall the woman that was slashed in the face with a knife. A lot of people were attacked. Some people, when the violence became so much, they ran away. There was even a certain actress, I think Kate Henshaw also went to vote in her polling unit, and she saw violence of such a nature that she was even attacked at some point, and she was streaming live and she had to run. The question is, when they say people should vote and defend their votes, at this point, do you think Nigerians are willing to lay down their lives for votes that may or may not come? Do you think that there is so much apathy, within the electorates that they might even defend their vote, or even people will come out and vote massively?
I think that the borderline of all these things is within the security architecture of Nigeria. Okay. Because if there is security, there will not be violence. If the security within the electoral landscape is properly established, then there will not be issues of, or even if there are, they might be very, very minimal. So again, it calls to the point of calling the security agencies to be up and doing. They have to sit up. They have to, because if I come to a place and I want to be violent, and I say that the police people will not do anything, I will violate and get away with it. But if I come to a place and I say that the police people, if I do anything here, this will take me up. I will stop. So we need to look at the security architecture of the country and make sure that it is up and doing. It is up to standard to prevent issues of breakdown of law and order.
Considering that it's an off-cycle election,
yes.
you know, do you look at concentration of security operatives more in those states? Probably
Yes,
because it's off-cycle.
yes,
so
during
they have
off-cycle
more
election, we
men.
experience such things like that.
All right.
Yeah, we have experienced it in Bayelsa, Kogi, and whatnot. You know, these things happen in Anambra, these off-cycle election states. We need to experience it. They have more security people in.
All right.
But having more is one thing. Making sure those more security people have are working within the security parameters and architecture of the place, and making sure that they're doing the right thing, what they are mentioned to do. But some of them can go there and just be lackadaisical about the whole issue. So, but when you go there and you know that you are here for something, and you stand by what you have been assigned to do, then we know that yes, we are getting things right. We need to get things right by doing what we are supposed to do. And so therefore we are saying that the police should do what they are meant to do.
And not be partial.
Yes. All security agencies who are there, the civil defense, the police, and whatnot, that will be called to secure the elections, should do the right thing, stand firmly, and so that we will prevent breakdown of law and order, you know, attacks and
pockets of violence
here and there. You know, that is for me. That is just the bottom line of the whole issue. And then the parties must educate. Yes, they have a responsibility to do that. That's the ability, because if you don't educate the people, they are the ones that are going for campaigns. Parties are the ones going for campaigns, not INEC, not police. So the parties must, at every point in you are going for your conversations or you're going for your campaigns, you must be telling the people that no violence. We will vote, we will protect our vote, but no fighting. No, when you keep on passing all those messages, the people become conscious of themselves and know that, okay.
When you say the party telling people no violence, is it the people that actually perpetrate violence, or these political parties? Are they not the ones that snatch ballot boxes? Are they not the ones that compromise?
The political parties are made of people now.
Right.
I think they are. The parties are made of human beings. So if as members of the party, for example, and I go to tell people that don't do violence, people know that I'm saying don't do violence because I'm not going to do violence.
All right. Very well. Thank you so much, Zinami, for coming on Open Conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Zé, for coming. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nigerians.
And this is where we wrap it up.
I'm happy.
And this is where we wrap it up.